If you're studying for the Property and Casualty State Exam, this one's for you. I'm going to be talking about an inland marine policy. I'm going to make this section a lot easier. So what is inland marine? Inland marine is going to cover property while it's mobile and away, right? It's covering transportation over land, right? Or on land. There's around 11 standard forms. I'm not going to go into each one of the forms. And truthfully, to pass the exam, you don't have to go in depth with the detail as long as you know the basic terminology. Floater policy. So floaters are going to cover property anywhere the property goes. Think it floats with the property, right? While that property is mobile and away or on and off the premises. I'll give you an example in a minute. The dealer's form is going to cover the business owner's property, the insured's merchandise. We know inland marine is for business owners, right? Under a commercial package policy. This is the opposite of a Bailee's form. Bailee's form is with whom the property is left for safekeeping. Places like a dry cleaner, laundromat, businesses that have other people's property in their possession. So let's talk about a few of those forms to connect the dots. An equipment dealer's form. Even if you didn't know what type of equipment was covered on the equipment dealer's form, you know that term dealer covers the insured's merchandise, the business owner's stock and trade. This is mainly mobile agriculture store selling farm equipment. This is going to protect their unsold equipment. Take the camera and musical instrument dealer's form. This one's a little bit easier because it tells you right in the name. But right away, when you see that word dealers, know it's going to cover the business owner's merchandise. Of course, going to cover cameras and musical instruments and similar equipment. So Guitar Center, that policy is going to protect any unsold equipment that they haven't sold yet, the business owner's equipment. Let's look at installation floater versus contractor's equipment floater. We already know floater is going to cover that property anywhere it goes. Now we just need to break down installation versus contractor's equipment. The installation is going to cover the machinery or equipment that's getting installed into the building, right? That could be things like drywall, flooring, carpeting, anything that's going to get installed and become a part of that building. Contractor's equipment, of course, is going to cover the contractor's equipment, right? What is he using to do the job? Power tools, a forklift. It makes it a lot easier to understand without all the extra fluff. The difference there is the contractor's equipment floater, let's say a drill gun. That's not going into the siding of the building, right? Whereas the drywall is. So drywall would be installation floater because it's getting installed into the building. When you think about an inland marine policy and why somebody would need that, what you want to think about is the difference between inland marine versus just commercial property. So inland marine, again, is going to cover while it's mobile and away. So if the question said a truck is transporting cargo, that's inland marine, right? Because that truck is transporting property over land and it's covering movable or mobile property. If it said there was a bulldozer that was on the commercial site and it was within 100 feet of the property, that's going to be covered under the commercial property policy, right? Because it's right on site. So anything that is mobile, right, moving, inland marine. If it's just on the property within 100 feet, that would be covered under the commercial property policy. So that's really what you want to make sure you understand, the difference between inland marine versus a standard commercial property policy. Quick recap. Inland marine is going to cover property over land, right? So think inland. If the property is mobile and away, movable property, that would not be covered under a standard property policy. For the types of inland marine forms, there's around 11. Keep it high level. Know that basic terminology. Dealer's forms is going to cover the business owner's property, business owner's stock and trade. Floaters are going to float with the property. Floaters are going to float with the property. Bailee's is for customers' goods. Hope that helps. As always, if you're looking for any extra help, we have a full on-demand program where I teach you every single chapter broken down just like I did here with inland marine. We also have a study guide and practice exam bundle that also includes a video just like you got here where I break down every question and answer. That link is in our bio, but I'll also put it below. You got this. Always rooting for you.